I think people's views on Paralympic sport. I've got to a stage where we're considered as athletes rather than it's good that they're doing it for a sport and they're good at getting out there. And I've had messages, I've had people write to me and say how much they've been inspired by seeing me, and not only just the tennis side of it, but the way we conduct ourselves and the way we speak and the way we're role models, and we've inspired them to get into disability sport, not just wheelchair tennis, but that's really humbling to hear.
At just 21 years old, Alfie Hewett has already established himself as one of the best wheelchair tennis players on the circuit. He has topped the world rankings in both singles and doubles. He has claimed 2 Grand Slam singles titles and a further 5 in doubles. And he also has a Paralympic silver medal to his name. Alfie was born with a congenital heart defect. He underwent open heart surgery at just a few months old. Age 6, he was diagnosed with Perthes disease, a rare condition that affects the hip. The condition means Alfie spends most of his time in a wheelchair.
I remember I was on my feet, I was a keen goalkeeper, I loved playing, I was playing tournaments every other week, I was playing for a club, I was training a lot, and I just started to develop a lot of pains in my knees and my thighs, and I remember just kind of putting it down to growing pains and not really thinking too much of it. And it wasn't until it got progressively worse and worse and I started to collapse. Day-to-day life, walking around, limping a lot. Yeah, I remember going into hospital, coming out a few weeks later after being in traction and being in a wheelchair and having to kind of change my life around, really. I remember being a kid going in a wheelchair at 7 years old, feeling lost, and sport gave me that purpose. And my grandma would take me every Wednesday evening, and my sister would come, my brother would go, and we'd play killer catch, which is quite a common game played, I think. And I remember just getting so excited every Wednesday lunchtime. It would come, and I'd get out there and I'd try and give it a go. I couldn't hit the ball, I was terrible. I could barely push with a racket, but just getting out there and playing sport again was really something I look forward to in the week.
Alfie has become one of the most feared players in the game. In his maiden Paralympics in Rio, the then 18-year-old clinched a silver medal in both the singles and doubles. But it is his first Grand Slam singles title that resonates most.
Yeah, I remember not actually crying, which is quite unusual for me because I'm a quite emotional player when I win things. But I remember just embracing the moment, and I was 6-love, 3-love down in the French Open final, getting absolutely pumped by Gustavo Fernandez, the Argentinian player, and I was just like, one game, just give me one game, please. I just don't want to be in my first Grand Slam singles final and get double donutted. So I remember getting that game, and it kind of just relaxed me. And then it just, I don't know, I can't really remember what happened really. It was all a bit of a blur. I just went from down here to kind of up here in the amount of games and just completely turned it around.
Alfie has achieved most of his success in the doubles, notably with his compatriot Gordon Reid, who was Alfie's idol growing up. Together, they have won Wimbledon 3 times and the US Open twice. They've also reached the final at the other Grand Slams. Alfie has now surpassed his hero in the singles world rankings, but there is no animosity between them.
When we started playing against each other in the singles, and we just got used to it really, and it never was a thing, and we're all obviously friends and we get on, and that's why we've succeeded so much. We really complement each other on the court. The chemistry and our game styles are really suit, but he's been a great role model, and I don't forget that. He was there, he was always someone that I looked up to as I was coming up. I wanted to be like Gordon, I wanted to play like him.
Alfie juggles his tennis with his studies. He's currently completing a BTEC diploma in sports and exercise science at City College, Norwich. In whatever he does, Alfie wants to be the best. Stuart Wilkinson is his coach.
Alfie's potential was clear when he was 10 years old. He would do things that you shouldn't do, like hit a hard backhand down the line. in tennis terms, cross-court percentage is where it's at, and I love that. He had no fear. He would always be aggressive, and if you want to win in tennis, you've got to take it on, and the people that take the chances, if they make it, that they win. So that was from his very first time.
Yeah, I'm competitive, I think is the word that someone would say. I've been known to throw a couple of the swear words out there at times and the rackets flying everywhere. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, tennis players need to be stonewall and need to be in the zone, show no emotion. But, you know, as long as you can forget about it and by the next point you're ready and you're raring to go, who cares what you do in that period, right?
In the next year, Alfie's focus will be Tokyo 2020 and attempting to be on the top step of the podium with gold around his neck.
It's probably one of my biggest goals in my career is to get a gold medal, and 2 silvers was amazing, and I've given myself quite a tough ask to go to Tokyo and get a gold, but it all comes down to the hard work, and that started 3 years ago really. You know, we're a year away now, but you know what we've done in the last couple of years, it builds up and it really adds, and I'm excited, you know.